In a crowded Miami restaurant, Elena drops a bombshell on her husband Javier. She's leaving him for another man. Her smirk fades when Javier doesn't flinch, calmly cutting his steak. She thinks she's won, but Javier's been planning his response for weeks. A digital war is about to unfold, exposing secrets that will unravel her world in front of everyone she knows. Elena smirks, announcing she's leaving Javier for another man at a Miami steakhouse. His calm nod hides a plan already in motion. Javier sat across from Elena in the packed Coconut Grove steakhouse, the hum of jazz and clinking glasses filling the air. It was their 15th anniversary, a milestone most couples would toast with champagne and nostalgia. Instead, Elena leaned forward, her voice sharp enough to cut through the chatter. "I'm leaving you, Javier," she said, her lips curling into a smirk that dared him to react. "I found someone else. Someone better." The words landed like a challenge, her eyes locked on his, waiting for the collapse she'd scripted in her head. The waiter, a young guy with a nervous twitch, froze mid-pour, Cabernet splashing onto the tablecloth. He muttered an apology and backed away, sensing the tension. Nearby diners glanced over, their forks pausing mid-bite. Elena's announcement wasn't subtle. She won an audience. Javier, 38, an IT specialist who spent his days untangling code and his weekends teaching kids to program at a local youth center, didn't flinch. He cut into his medium-rare filet, the knife sliding smoothly through the meat, and took a deliberate bite. "Noted," he said, his voice flat, then sipped his bourbon. Elena's smirk faltered. She'd expected a scene, tears, shouting, maybe a plea for her to stay. Javier's calm was a miscalculation she hadn't prepared for. She leaned in closer, her voice rising. "Did you hear me? I'm done. Mateo makes me feel alive in ways you never could." The name drop was intentional, a jab meant to sting. Mateo, her co-worker at the real estate firm, all charm and tailored suits, had been her poorly kept secret for months. Javier chewed slowly, his eyes on his plate, giving her nothing. Flashback to 3 weeks earlier. Javier at the youth center, surrounded by a dozen teens, their faces lit up as he debugged their code on a shared laptop. "You've got this," he'd said, high-fiving a shy kid who just built his first game. The memory grounded him now, a reminder of who he was outside this moment. He wasn't the broken man Elena wanted to narrate. He was the guy who fixed things, quietly, methodically. Back at the restaurant, Elena pushed harder, her voice carrying to the next table. "I've been with him for months. He's everything you're not." The couple nearby shifted uncomfortably, pretending not to listen. Javier set down his fork, met her gaze for a brief second, and said, "You already left." He picked up his glass, the ice clinking softly, and took another sip. The simplicity of it, his refusal to play her game, made her jaw tighten. She'd wanted a fight, a public unraveling she could recount to her friends later, maybe over martinis, laughing about how Javier just sat there, gutted. But he wasn't gutted. He was surgical. The dinner ended in silence. Javier paid the check in cash, tipped the waiter generously, and stood. Elena followed, her heels clicking on the hardwood floor, her arms crossed like she was bracing for a storm. Outside, the Miami air was thick with humidity, the neon lights of Coconut Grove reflecting off the pavement. She waited for him to speak, to beg, to do something. He didn't. He buttoned his jacket, nodded to the valet, and walked to the car. Elena trailed behind, her confidence cracking. In the car, she snapped, "That's it? You got nothing to say? No fight left in you?" Javier started the engine, his hands steady on the wheel. "You made your choice," he said, eyes on the road. "You just wanted me to cry while you did it." The words landed heavier than her announcement, a quiet truth she couldn't twist. She opened her mouth, then closed it, her fingers twitching toward her phone. The drive home was silent, the city lights blurring past, each mile widening the gap between her performance and his restraint. At their Coral Gables home, Elena stormed inside, dropping her purse by the door and heading straight to the den. She thought Javier didn't notice the way she angled her phone, typing furiously, her acrylic nails tapping out a victory lap to her group chat. Told him at dinner. He just sat there, eating his stupid steak. LOL. She added laughing emojis, a selfie with that same smirk, captioned, "Free at last." She didn't know Javier had a mirrored app running on his tablet, capturing every word, every photo, every smug keystroke. He'd known about Mateo since March. Texts, hotel receipts, GPS pings from South Beach. He'd been building a case, not out of spite, but necessity. In the kitchen, Javier rinsed a glass, the cold water grounding him. He heard her cackle from the den, oblivious to the storm she'd invited. She thought she was winning, narrating her triumph to her friends, to Mateo, to anyone who'd validate her. But Javier wasn't playing her game. He opened the tablet, checked the mirrored feed, and saw her switch to a thread labeled work trip, face blowing a kiss, red heart. Her message to Mateo told him tonight, "I'm done pretending. Be with you soon." Javier's jaw tightened, not from pain but clarity. He closed the tablet, pulled a burner phone from a locked drawer, and typed a single message to a contact saved as Blue Wave. It included Elena's text, a timestamp, and a location pin from Steakhouse. He attached a screenshot. Elena and Mateo in a grocery store aisle, his hand on her back, both unaware of the security cam. He hit send. The response came instantly. Read, no reply. Javier set the phone down, walked past the den where Elena was still typing, still laughing, and headed upstairs. She called after him, her voice laced with fake concern. "You okay?" He paused, turned slightly. "I'm great," he said. "Just taking out the trash." She laughed, thinking it was a jab at himself. She didn't know the trash was her narrative, and he'd already lit the match. A YouTube livestream exposes Elena's affair with Mateo, shattering her world. Javier and Sophia's calculated reveal ignites a firestorm of consequences. The Miami morning was already buzzing when a livestream hit YouTube at 6 a.m. titled "The Truth About Us." It wasn't flashy, no dramatic music, no clickbait thumbnail, just a stark video of Sophia, Mateo's wife, sitting beside a lawyer in a plain office. Javier had greenlit the release the night before, after his silent drive home with Elena. He'd spent weeks compiling evidence, text logs, GPS data, hotel receipts, and a grainy photo of Elena and Mateo in a South Beach hotel hallway, her laugh caught mid-frame. Sophia, a nurse who'd just given birth, brought her own bombshell, a DNA test kit for her newborn, suspecting Mateo wasn't the father. Together, they'd crafted a plan not for revenge, but for truth. Sophia stared into the camera, her voice steady but sharp. "This is for everyone who deserves to know," she began. The lawyer, a calm man with a voice like a closing vault, laid out the facts. "We're presenting verified evidence of an affair between two individuals, one married to my client, the other to another party." He slid a folder forward, opening it to reveal printed screenshots. Elena's text to Mateo, timestamp from the steakhouse the previous night, told him tonight, "I'm done pretending. Be with you soon." The lawyer held up a photo, Elena and Mateo, in a parking garage, his hand on her waist, both oblivious to the security cam. The chat exploded. Emojis, shock comments, shares piling up. Sophia took over, her words cutting deeper. "3 weeks ago, I gave birth to a daughter I was told was my husband's." She held up a sealed envelope, the kind used for court-admissible DNA tests. "This is the result, rushed and verified. Chain of custody intact." She tore it open, her hand steady, and read aloud. "Exclusion 99, 997%. Mateo is not the father." The lawyer displayed the document to the camera, the names and dates clear. Sophia's voice didn't waver. "To the woman who thought she could dance through my life unnoticed, I hope he was worth it." She held up the hotel photo again, now crumpled from her grip. "This is what consequence looks like." The stream ended abruptly. No fade out, just a still frame of the DNA results and the lawyer's final words. "All evidence has been submitted to family court." Within minutes, the video spread across Miami's social media, shared by coworkers, friends, even strangers. By 6:37 a.m., it had 2,000 views, then 10,000 by 7 o'clock. Elena, still in bed in their Coral Gables home, woke to her phone buzzing relentlessly. Notifications flooded her screen. Facebook tags, Instagram DMs, texts from her brunch group. "Is this you? Girl, what's going on?" She opened the video link, her stomach dropping as Sophia's face appeared. She tapped play, then froze as the evidence unfolded. Her texts, her selfie, her betrayal laid bare. Elena scrambled to her laptop, hands shaking, and tried to log in her social media. Her Instagram was locked, flagged for suspicious activity. She tried Facebook, same error. Her phone lit up with a call from her sister, but it cut to voicemail before she could answer. Elena, call me. This video, is it real? Her sister's message said. Elena's fingers fumbled as she dialed Mateo. Straight to voicemail. She texted, babe, call me. Something's wrong. Message not delivered. Panic set in. She opened her secret chat app, the one labeled, work trip face blowing a kiss red heart. But the thread was empty. Mateo had gone silent. She ran to the kitchen, where Javier was calmly sipping coffee, his tablet closed on the counter. What did you do? She demanded, her voice cracking. He didn't look up. You did this to yourself, he said, setting his mug down. You thought I wouldn't notice? Elena's phone buzzed again, a text from her boss. We need to talk about the video. HR's involved. Her real estate firm's Slack channel was already lighting up with whispers, the receptionist sharing the link in a private thread. Elena's curated image, perfect agent, perfect wife, was unraveling at internet speed. Across town, Sophia sat at her dining room table, her baby asleep in a bassinet nearby. She wasn't watching the video's view count climb. She was drafting an affidavit, attaching Javier's evidence and her own, a motel receipt from Mateo's company card, audio of his whispered, I love you, during a call, time-stamped against her baby's bedtime show. She'd suspected his lies for months, cinnamon gum on his clothes, late nights excused as work. Javier's call had confirmed it, and now she was done waiting. I want this admissible, she told the lawyer. No drama, just truth. Javier, meanwhile, was already steps ahead. He'd moved his clothes out the night before, leaving empty hangers in the closet. He'd swapped the car title, wiped his laptop, and frozen their joint accounts under a legal clause Elena had signed without reading, too busy flirting with Mateo at the bank. He didn't need to shout or fight. He'd build a case, piece by piece, and let Sophia's live stream deliver the blow. Elena's phone kept buzzing. Her yoga group, her college friend, even her mother, all texting variations of what's going on. She tried to call her mother back, stammering through a lie about a misunderstanding, but the line went dead. Her mother had seen the video, and so had everyone else. By 8 a.m., Elena was pacing, her phone a ticking bomb of notifications. She opened LinkedIn, hoping to salvage her professional image, but her account was restricted. Her email pinged, a notice from the bank. Account access temporarily suspended. She sank onto the couch, scrolling through comments under the video. Imagine thinking you could get away with this. So messy. Her friends weren't defending her. They were sharing the video, adding shocked emojis, distancing themselves. Elena's world wasn't just cracking. It was collapsing one shared time. Javier watched from the kitchen, his tablet now open, mirroring her phone's frantic activity. He didn't smile or gloat. He didn't need to. The truth was doing the work, and Elena was learning what it felt like to be the one exposed. Elena's world crumbles as her affair goes viral. Javier's silent exit and Sophia's legal moves tighten the news, leaving Elena scrambling to save face. Elena's phone was a grenade, each notification a pin pulled. By 9 a.m., the YouTube livestream, The Truth About Us, had 50,000 views, shared across Miami's social circles like wildfire. Her name was tagged in comments, group chats, even her real estate firm's Slack. Elena sat on the couch in their Coral Gables home, scrolling through a digital minefield. Is this real? How could you? Her curated life, perfect Instagram posts, polished LinkedIn profile, was unraveling. She tried calling Mateo again. Voicemail. Her text to him bounced back, undelivered. Her secret chat app, once a haven for their affair, was a ghost town. She dialed her sister, her voice shaky. It's a lie, okay? Some crazy ex of Mateo's is smearing me. The call cut off mid-sentence. Her sister wasn't buying it. Elena's mother didn't answer either. Her voicemail was full. Even her yoga group, usually quick with heart emojis, had gone silent. She opened her banking app, desperate to regain control, but the screen flashed. Account frozen. The joint account with Javier, their safety net, was locked under a legal clause she'd signed months ago, distracted by Mateo's texts while at the bank. Her emergency debit card? Declined. She tried LinkedIn, restricted. Her email pinged. HR meeting, 2 p.m., urgent. Her boss's name was attached, no pleasantries. Across town, Javier was at a diner in Key Biscayne, eating eggs and scrolling through the video's comments. She thought she could play him? This is brutal. He didn't smile. He didn't need to. He'd moved out the night before, leaving only empty photo frames and a wiped laptop. His car was gone, the title quietly transferred. His toothbrush, his clothes, his presents erased. He'd planned it all, not out of spite, but precision. Every text Elena sent, every hotel receipt from her work trips with Mateo, was backed up on his encrypted drive. He'd shared it with Sophia, Mateo's wife, who turned it into a legal sledgehammer. Sophia, at her Hialeah apartment, was drafting her next move. Her baby slept in a bassinet as she typed an affidavit, attaching Javier's evidence. GPS pings from South Beach, a motel receipt charged to Mateo's company card, and an audio clip of Mateo whispering, "I love you," during a call, time-stamped against her daughter's bedtime show. The DNA test, proving Mateo wasn't the father, was already with a lawyer, sealed for court. Sophia wasn't angry. She was methodical. "I want this airtight," she told Javier at their cafe meeting. "No rumors, just facts." Elena, oblivious to Sophia's moves, tried damage control. She called her best friend, stammering through a script. "It's not what it looks like. Mateo and I were just friends, and his ex is obsessed." Her friend's reply was curt. "You're on video, Elena. Everyone's seen it." The call ended. Elena opened Facebook, where the live stream had been shared by coworkers, neighbors, even her Pilates instructor. A comment stung. "Imagine wrecking your life this publicly." She tried posting a defense. "This is a misunderstanding." But the replies were ruthless. "Girl, the receipts don't lie." Her phone buzzed again. A text from her real estate firm's HR. "Your clients are asking questions. Meeting mandatory." Javier, finishing his coffee, checked his burner phone. A message from Sophia. Affidavit filed. Court date set. He'd sent her the final piece, a parking garage photo of Elena and Mateo, caught mid-kiss by a security cam. Javier had no intention of gloating. He'd handed the evidence to Sophia and the lawyer, letting the truth do the work. Back at the house, Elena was spiraling. She left Javier a voicemail, her voice cracking. "Okay, I messed up. I was lonely. You were distant. Can we talk? I need to fix this." He didn't respond. She hadn't noticed the missing wedding photo, its back inscribed with his handwriting, now sitting in his lawyer's office as Exhibit A. By noon, Elena's phone was a graveyard of unanswered calls. Her boss's Slack message was blunt. "Clients are pulling listings. We're reviewing your contract." Her reputation, built on charm and staged photos, was dust. She tried Mateo's office line, disconnected. His social media was locked, his phone off. Unbeknownst to her, Mateo's lawyer had his device, seized under subpoena. Sophia had already filed for divorce, her affidavit citing Javier's evidence and the DNA test. Elena, pacing the house, didn't know the legal noose was tightening. Javier walked along Miami Beach, the waves steady against the shore. He'd volunteered at the youth center that morning, helping a teen debug a game. The kid's grin had grounded him, a reminder of who he was beyond Elena's betrayal. His tablet, still mirroring her phone, showed her frantic texts to friends who no longer replied. One message stood out, sent to her college friend. "I didn't think he'd fight back like this." Javier closed the app. He didn't need to see more. Elena's world was collapsing under the weight of her own choices, and he was already halfway out the door. Sophia, meanwhile, emailed her lawyer a final document, a scanned copy of the DNA test envelope, marked for court. She didn't care about the online chatter. Her focus was her daughter and the truth. "Let them burn in their own lies," she told Javier. Elena, still on the couch, refreshed the live stream's page, now at 100,000 views. The comments were merciless. She played herself. Karma's fast. She dropped her phone, the screen cracking on the floor. For the first time, she wasn't the heroine of her story. She was the villain, and the audience wasn't clapping. A final live stream seals Elena's fate. Javier walks away free, while Sophia builds a new life, proving truth outlasts betrayal. The second YouTube live stream dropped at 4 p.m., as precise as a surgeon's cut. No fanfare, no viral bait, just a lawyer in a plain Miami office, his voice steady, delivering the final blow. "This recording concludes our disclosure," he said, looking into the camera. "All evidence, texts, GPS logs, receipts, and DNA results has been submitted to family court, HR departments, and relevant authorities. The individuals involved should consult their attorneys before further statements." He placed a thick folder on the desk, labeled with Elena and Mateo's last names, and nodded once. The stream ended, unarchived, its 15 minutes leaving a permanent mark. By 4:30 p.m., it had 20,000 views, shared across Miami's digital grapevine. Elena was parked outside her real estate office when the notification hit. Her phone, already battered from a cracked screen, buzzed with a new wave of tags. She clicked the link, hands trembling, and watched the lawyer's words dismantle her life. She'd spent the morning dodging calls, her boss, her clients, her sister, all while her social media accounts remained locked. Her LinkedIn was gone, flagged for policy violations. Her bank accounts stayed frozen. The legal clause Javier had slipped into their refinancing papers holding firm. She tried Mateo again, voicemail, as expected. His phone was with his lawyer, part of Sophia's divorce filing. Elena's last text to him, "We need to fix this," sat undelivered. At home, she found Javier's absence dark. The closet held only her clothes. The garage was empty, his car title transferred weeks ago. The wedding photo, once a fixture on the wall, was gone, now sitting in Javier's lawyer's office, its handwritten note on the back marked as evidence. Elena's voicemails to Javier had shifted from panic to pleading. "I get it, I'm messed up. Let's talk. We can fix this," she'd said in her last message, her voice raw. He hadn't replied. She sat on the couch, scrolling through comments under the first live stream. She thought she was untouchable. Karma's real. Her friends, once quick with likes, had ghosted her. Her boss's final email was blunt. "Your contract is under review. Clients are reassigning listings." Her career, her social circle, her identity, erased in 48 hours. Javier, meanwhile, was at a community center in Little Havana teaching a coding class. A teen showed him a game she'd built, her smile wide as the screen flashed victory. Javier high-fived her, his own victory quieter but no less final. He'd handed Sophia the tools, texts, photos, GPS data from Elena's work trips with Mateo, and stepped back. His burner phone, used to contact Sophia, was off, stored in a locked box. His tablet, still mirroring Elena's phone, showed her latest attempt at damage control. A text to her mother, "It's not what you think." No reply. Her mother had seen the DNA test results, the motel receipts, the truth. Sophia was in her Hialeah apartment, her baby cooing in a bassinet. She'd filed for divorce that morning, her affidavit airtight with Javier's evidence. A security cam still of Elena and Mateo kissing, a receipt from Mateo's company card, and an audio clip of his whispered promises. The DNA test, proving Mateo wasn't her daughter's father, was sealed for court. Sophia didn't watch the live stream's view count climb to 30,000. She was emailing her lawyer about custody arrangements. "I don't need revenge," she told Javier at their last meeting. "I need my daughter's future." Her resolve was unshaken, her focus on rebuilding, not gloating. Elena's phone buzzed with a new text from a coworker. Saw the second video. "You're done here." She tried calling HR. No answer. Her Pilates group chat, once a daily buzz of memes, was silent. Even her college friend, who'd always envied her, had shared the live stream with a single emoji, grimacing face. Elena's narrative, charismatic realtor, perfect wife, was ash. She opened the first live stream again, paused on Sophia holding the DNA results, and whispered, "I didn't mean for this." But the world wasn't listening. The comments kept coming. She played herself. Truth hurts. Javier walked along Miami Beach as the sun dipped low, the waves steady against the shore. He deleted the mirroring app, wiped his tablet, and closed the chapter. His lawyer had the divorce papers, signed and filed, claiming only his share of assets, nothing more. Elena's final voicemail played on his phone as he walked. "You weren't supposed to do this. I didn't think you'd let go." He deleted it without responding. She'd underestimated him, thinking he'd crumble at her steakhouse announcement. Instead, he'd built a vault of evidence, handed Sophia the key, and walked away. Sophia, cradling her daughter, sent Javier a final text. "Court's set. Thank you." He nodded at his phone, then powered it off. The live stream's echo lingered online, but Javier and Sophia were done with it. Elena, alone in the house, stared at her phone's cracked screen, the lawyer's words looping in her head. Truth, once seen, cannot be unseen. She'd wanted to be the heroine, but the story had rewritten itself. Javier and Sophia moved forward free, while Elena faced the consequences of scripts she'd written but couldn't control.